We are on the draw here with a very sigil-heavy hand. Since we don't actually have any action, I'm going to toss it back. I think 5 plus the Seek power is just a bit too meager. Here we've got no red influence, but we have no fire spells, so that's okay. If he's aggressive, which it looks like he might be, we have the Lightning Storm for once. So hopefully we can survive the initial onslaught. And our opponent appears to be on Armory. He could be on the Fire Justice Shadow mid-range deck, which does not play the Armory package, but I think it's more likely that our opponent is playing Armory. Here it's interesting on whether I get the second Justice, but I think it's more important to find the first Fire. Since we're not under any immediate pressure, we're planning on playing Wisdom of the Elders next turn. Sort of Icaria. Our opponent is just full old-school Armory. Ugh. Do I want to hold up Lightning Strike? I don't think that that's power efficient. So we're just going to go for the Wisdom. We did not draw any power. That was a bit worrying, since, you know, we'd like to play one every turn. But we drew one now, so now we can Inspire and hold up Lightning Strike quite safely. Playing Eye of Winter doesn't really do anything. Push Onwards while we're getting our face hit is less appealing to me. I don't expect to protect here, but it is possible. This will not be the end of the world if it got protected. And a Valkyrie Enforcer plays very well into our plan of please don't hit us with relic weapons, as we are able to play and activate Eye of Winter in the same turn, getting some pretty good value. He keeps holding when we cast things, which could mean Torch, could mean something a little bit more exciting, like Protect. Appears to be torching our face, which isn't going to work out that well for him when we play this Valkyrie Enforcer next turn into his Rune Hammer. Yeah. That may have been a premature torch. Interesting. So one important thing to note is that silences remove stun now, so we need to sequence this properly in order to silence it, then restun it. Otherwise, we would remove the stun. But I think I'm going to let him hit my guy here. I'm more interested in keeping the torch up for the next weapon that he plays, if any. We're very close to being able to Icaria him, which would be really good for our chances of winning. He could Harsh Rule here. I don't think it would be very good, but he could do it. That would be a very aggressive line. But all he'd have to do is put me on not having Torch. He hasn't seen very many units, so I wouldn't be the most surprised to see that. He's got a second Rune Hammer, which we cannot take out this turn. Alright, so drawing a depleted Sigil leads us to immediately punt. I should have played Push Onwards first because I may have found a basic Sigil that I wanted to cast. Yeah, that would have been the better line. But I want to get this. No, okay. Yeah, it's better to take the Primal Sigil here. See, this is why you need to play your Push Onwards first. And then I punt again. Okay. This doesn't have Warcry or anything, so there's no reason for me to do that on my turn, since now he can just play a weapon and threaten me with it. And hit me with it immediately. He didn't have one there, but it was still the wrong play. Now, since we can't Icaria plus stun... No, Icaria is the better play. I was considering playing Sword of the Sky King there, but it falls to all sorts of stuff on the crackback. whereas Icaria does not fall that much. He'd need a weapon or a 2-for-1. I don't mind blocking, since we have the Sword of the Sky King follow-up. If he does any kind of weapon trade with this, okay. Our opponent appears to be just holding on to a bunch of harsh rules and not having very many outs, which is unfortunate for them, but very fortunate for us. So our few misplays in the middle there did not harm us, and we were able to run our opponent out of weapons and survive. Lightning Strike looked pretty good there against the one armory player on the left. So I'm happy to win the game that way always. With a sword in hand and Icaria on the battlefield is how I like to play my games, but we did get pretty lucky there. It's very possible that our opponent was holding multiple 6-power weapons, which would have taken out Icaria and made the game a lot closer. Well, on to the next match.